everyone to day 22 of Mental Health Month 2022. Yeah, this year's theme is resilience, communities and connections, and I've been talking about this theme over the month in this series called Resilience to Recovery. If you've just joined and you don't know me, my name's Tammy Horton. I'm a mental health educator and mentor, CEO and founder of Phoenix Initiative and a little not-for-profit called Come By Here. So yesterday we spoke about health goals and how physical and mental health helps with resilience. Well, today we're talking about how to help you get quality sleep. So how much sleep do you get? So research shows that 8 hours is a good benchmark, but some people need a little more and some need a little less. Depends on how old you are. But do you wake up feeling rested and relaxed? Or do you often feel exhausted and unfocused? Why do we even sleep in the first place? Well, sleep is necessary for memory consolidation. It helps to trigger the brain's cleanup functions. If you're working out, it helps to enable muscle growth during sleep. And so pulling an all-nighter reduces our problem-solving skills by 40%. Regular sleep deprivation increases heart disease and diabetes risks, and lack of sleep also increases anxiety and affects mood. So there's many benefits to sleep, so it's important to pay attention to it. But it's not just about the quantity of sleep. The quality of your sleep is critical. Just because you go to bed and fall asleep at 10 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m., if you're tossing and turning and waking up in the middle of the night, then you're not going to experience sleep benefits. So what helps sleep quality? Well, there's a few things. The moment you wake up, your body releases a molecule called adenosine. And throughout the day, adenosine slows down cell activity when it binds with adenosine receptors, which basically prepares the body for sleep. What affects adenosine and the work that it does? Well, it's something that you may be very familiar with, some more than others, and that's caffeine. So caffeine binds with adenosine receptors as well, so it competes with the adenosine molecule, which prevents it from being absorbed as quickly, which means it prevents sleepiness. So the body tries to counteract this by making more and more adenosine receptors, because it's recognizing that not enough are binding and your body is no longer feeling sleepy. So this then makes your body be able to take up more caffeine and adenosine molecules, which then counteract each other, making you more tired than before. So what happens from here is that you need more caffeine to have the same effect as the previous time. And this effect can then be reversed though. But it can take about 48 hours for the receptors to be removed once you cut back on coffee. So what's your coffee and caffeine habits like? What do you notice when you start or stop your caffeine intake? Other factors that affect sleep quality are noise, temperature, stress, alcohol, sleep medications, and finally light. So let's start with noise. So noise at night can reduce your sleep quality. So the challenge is to reduce noise as much as possible. To do this, you might even need to unplug some devices. So if there's noise outside of your control, well, try some earplugs or some white noise generators. Noise cancelling headphones are very good these days, or you could even play some sleep sounds in the background. So next, for temperature. It's interesting that a slightly cooler temperature in the bedroom is shown to be better for sleep quality. So around about 18 degrees Celsius or 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Too warm and you might feel like you're overheating later on in the night. Then we have stress, which can keep you from falling asleep in the first place. It can make it hard to fall back asleep if you wake up during the night with your mind constantly racing away. So there are lots of things to try here. So the key is to address the sources of stress and how you respond to it. So working on all of the resilience domains can actually help with this, especially with the composure domain. So the next up is alcohol, which a lot of us may use to help fall asleep, but it actually reduces your sleep quality. So up to the equivalent of losing 1 hour. So try and avoid alcohol 6 hours before bedtime. With sleep medication, they can help you fall asleep, but again, they tend to reduce sleep quality. So ideally use them as a short-term measure and work out how to get natural sleep in the long term. Let's quickly come back to caffeine for a second. Try not to take it 6 hours before bed. It makes it harder to fall asleep and it reduces sleep quality even if you get the same amount of sleep. So overall, the best is to drink coffee only in the morning. Finally, we have light sources. So light prior to sleeping also affects sleep quality. So blue light from electronic devices reduces sleep readiness. So use a color tint if you must use devices before bed, but better yet, set them aside an hour before going to sleep. So dim lights in the bedroom also reduce sleep quality. So things like clocks and chargers and phone screens and light from outside. So instead try turning off your devices, investing in some blackout curtains or wearing sleep masks. And there's a lot of good ones now that don't put a lot of pressure on your eyes. So we've talked now about your sleep environment and the evening ahead of bed. So now let's look at the next few parts. So an hour before your bed, start to wind down. Help your body and your mind to relax to fall asleep faster and deeper. And there's many things that you can do here to start relaxing, such as read a book. So avoiding screens and blue light though. Taking a bath, journaling about the day, writing down what you need to do tomorrow, and listening to calm music are just some things. And try and avoid high intensity workouts that might wake you up more. So do those earlier in the day. And a few minutes before going to sleep, have a bedtime ritual, something that you do every night. And this is what actually gets you ready to fall asleep. So some ideas here include keeping a consistent time. So train your body and your mind to go to bed at the same time. Switch off all the devices and lights. Do a sleep meditation. And if there's still some worries or some thoughts on your mind, then write it down so it's there for you in the morning and you don't need to think about it anymore. For this reason, it's helpful to keep some pen and a notebook next to your bed. Better a notebook than a phone so that the screen doesn't wake you up. All right, so now you might keep the best sleep environment and do everything right and still struggle with sleep. And there's many reasons why this could be happening. So here's a couple of ideas of what it might be. Keep a sleep journal, which can help you to be proactive about figuring out what about your sleep and noticing your trends and the day that will help you develop some useful insights how your day-to-day activities affect your sleep quality. If you've been told that you snore like a freight train or you stop breathing in your sleep, then you may be experiencing sleep apnea or a blocked airway while you sleep. So get a sleep study done if you suspect this might be the case, as sleep apnea can actually increase the risk of heart attack or stroke. Insomnia is also another common sleep disorder that you need to talk with your doctor about. Shift work, jet lag, children, partners, medication, all can affect your sleep. So make it a priority to experiment and find out what works for you. Have a play with some of these ideas and see if it helps you rise up in the morning feeling rested and energized. Let me know if you notice a difference. So tomorrow we will be looking at exercise and at movement and how that helps your sleep quality. So until then, remember to always be a phoenix. Bye for now. again. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified when new videos come out. And why not check out a few I've prepared for you earlier. Bye.